want to learn your subjects, or you have taken admission over here and you want a broad degree. So, the degree is a broad base. So you wanted to learn more subjects from liberal education, more subjects from engineering, more subjects from School of Business. And that's all will be based on your interest, students' interest, and not on teachers' interest, and not on the university interest. But yes, first year we are going to give it common. So first year will not have any choice. First year you need to earn some credits as well to do all these experiments. So to gain freedom, you have to pay something. To pay something, it means you have to be punctual. You need to get in minimum pointer. You need to earn minimum credits as well. You can choose interdisciplinary courses. You can choose multidisciplinary courses. You can choose courses from some of the program which are in your school. You can go and cross those schools and have multidisciplinary domain as well. You can have courses from other discipline and other university, other schools as well. And at nationwide, the NEP, National Education Policy, says you can choose the subjects from other universities as well and other countries as well. So that's so broad. So learning should not stop, and learning should not have any artificial boundaries. That's the meaning. We have allowed you can have self-paced learning. As I said, if you can take up maximum 30 credits in one semester. You can register up to 30 credits. You can register up to minimum 20 credits. Again, conditions applied. Your pointer has to be above 7 or 8. So then you can register up to 30. Otherwise, you can register less number of credits. Now, you can select the courses. As I said, you can select electives from the other school. That's such a beautiful system. You can select electives from other schools as well. You can select some of the core from other schools. You can have additional learning just for the learning sake. It is not required for your degree, but then learning sake, you can get some, suppose you are a student of pharmacy and you want to learn the computing. You love computing, so you do some programming subjects from the computer science and get a certification or diploma or post-diploma from the School of Computing. So while you are studying one course, you can get in some certification from other school. The students who are having CGPA 7 or more are permitted to take up some subjects of PG level. You can learn some PG level subjects which will be counted in your degree. Grade improvement, we have already launched. The students who have less than 6 pointer, you don't have to wait till completion of your degree, which was the practice in GU earlier. You can do your grade improvement during your graduation only. After third semester, you can enroll for 2 courses wherein you have secured less grade and you can improve your grade. You can do a degree in N-1 year. Suppose your degree is for 4 years, you can complete your credits. You can complete your credits in 3 years, and 1 year you can spend for your internship. Instead of 6 months, you can spend 1 year in the internship. You can get your placement done. You can spend for your competitive exams. You can appear in UPSC and then other exams as well. Slow learner can extend their degree up to N+2 because you are taking less number of credits and you feel that you need some time. You can do that. Now, so far it was like you do a course registration and then there will be exam registration was not required, because once you have done course registration, you are supposed to appear for all the papers, whatever registered courses are there. Now we have changed the rule. What it is going to be, the course registration is going to be different and the exam registration is going to be different. You have studied 6 courses, but you may appear in exam for 5 courses because you find it to be difficult to learn 6 subjects and appear for exam, because if you appear, your pointer will be, your marks will be less. If marks are less, then your pointer will go down. So you can do 5 courses and your 1 course which you have studied, that would become your arrear course. So that would become your arrear course, and then arrear you can, when next exam would be there, you can appear that course. You need not to attend the classes because you have already done your internal work. The promotion rules which are on the website, these are not related with the CBCS, but then those are going to be applied with CBCS right now. So because of Corona, we have not applied this these rules for the odd semester, but then now onwards, these rules will be applicable. What are these rules? So minimum number of credits on before registration for third term. So from first year to second year, when you are transiting, so for transition, total credits of semester 1 and 2, 60% of total credits of semester 1 and 2 will give you a promotion rule. Then minimum number of credits to be earned for promoting second year to third year. So those are total number of credits equals to how much credits are required to promote from second year to third year. So total number of credits of first year plus 60% of second year credits. That is going to give you. So minimum number of credits to be earned before registration of second year, 60% of total credits of first year. Now, from promotion from second year to third year would be the total credits of first year plus 60% of second year credits. When you promote from third year to fourth year, it is the sum of total credits of first year plus second year plus 60% of fifth and sixth semester. So likewise, you are going to get in minimum number of credits. If you have fourth year, fifth year as well, the similar rule will be applicable. These are applicable for engineering and non-engineering. Please remember, minimum pointer required for undergraduate and postgraduate. You will not be given degree if your undergraduate pointer is less than 5, and for postgraduate students less than 6. Please understand, this is very, very essential. Now something what we are offering right now for all the law students, like students of law, they are here. Please remember, you can choose some of the subjects, one or the two subjects of LLM as well. So students pointer 8 and above can choose PG courses, or pointer 7 and above even can study the PG courses. Student, but third year and final year, second year student cannot choose PG course. Students can choose electives of other school. Suppose you want to learn cyber, maybe some of the subjects of computer science, some of the subjects of liberal education, you want to learn entrepreneurship, you can choose those electives from other school. Students can choose electives of other programs of the same school. Students major, so they can do major of 18 credits. So honors means 18 credits. You can do honors in 18 credits. This major is nothing but in the same program, you can choose 18 credits extra. You can learn from, you can have a self-driven research. You can have some of the subjects of PG. Suppose elective 1, you have opted for first elective, you can opt for the second option of the elective. But same program, if you are doing 18 credits extra, that is, you are going to get in degree with the major. You can register for minor. The degree would be Bachelor of Law and with minor in entrepreneurship, Bachelor of Law with minor in computing, Bachelor of Law with minor in maybe a forensic science, the Bachelor of Law with the IPR, and so on. Similarly, the students of agricultural engineering or agricultural sciences can have maybe minor in forensic sciences, minor in IPR, minor in maybe plant engineering, minor in additive manufacturing, anything. So all these experiments are applicable to even council driven courses, because minimum bar council can give, but you can always exercise all these options. The credit transfer scheme, you can spend one semester in the, suppose you have 5 subjects in the current semester, but you are getting an opportunity for internship in the industry. So in lieu of these 5 subjects, you can do internship. You need not to appear in the examination. If company would say that they are going to assist you on these 5 subjects which are there in the university in your curriculum. Grade improvement we talked about. Slow learner can register some subjects or credits equal to 19 or 20. Even if they have registered for 25, we can reduce one subject. Students can register for one subject extra if you want to. Subject to condition, there is no prerequisite. So a prerequisite means, suppose you want to do advanced programming. So you cannot do advanced programming if you have not done the basic programming. So which is a prerequisite. So likewise, you need to do some prerequisite courses. And if there is no condition, then you can register any one subject extra. Remember, if you can complete your credits right now, you will be free in final year, and then you can concentrate on your career options. And this is a very, very well established systems at IIT, IIM, and all premier law schools and everywhere. The registration date, although we are late, but then all your options have to be given to your dean and program chair today only, and the PCs are going to approve on 28th. So that's it from my side. Now chat can be open so that students can write their queries. Students can pass on their queries to their teachers, and teachers can write here. So I'll be happy to share some of the questions if you can ask me. Are there any queries? Okay, minor. So suppose the students of your Dr. Pandey, the students of media and can join. They can do some of the courses like image processing or computer vision or these courses from computer science. So the students have to register. Minor is always from other discipline. So 18 credits from one of the discipline. You cannot do combination, one subject of law, one subject of medical, one subject of computer science, one subject of electrical, but you have to choose one discipline, that my major is law or my major is media. So can I do a minor of 18 credits from other school? That school will give 18 credits course from their school. That school will decide which are the 18 credits you need to do. If you do that, you will get in minor. In addition to your own degree, you can do that. Somebody has raised the hand. So Dr. Praveer, yeah, please ask. And then students also to ask, if you can read out Sansar and the YouTube and then can pass on over here, will be great.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, good morning, ma'am. I have just a query. Like in agriculture, we have 15 committee courses, which are generally at the core courses of agriculture. So then minor will be like mathematics, computers, and maybe ethics, communication skills, and all. We will take
minor. Agricultural students can go for minor. In in civil engineering, you can choose some courses of zoology and other things. You can go for minor in data science, because agricultural is very, very close to data science. You can go minor in artificial intelligence, which is need of an hour. You can go for minor in IoT with sensors and transducers. So you can have number of courses from electronics or computer science, which will give you sensors, and then your crop and other things would come out. So will be easy, and you enhance your production.
Ma'am, that will be in addition to the 15 committee courses.
That would be, so we are not compromising at your courses. Those are additional 18 credits, sir.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
In addition to your scheme. So major and minor is in addition to your scheme. What is the specific for 1 year LLM course? So I think in LLM we cannot do much because it's 1 year course, but the LLM courses can be offered to undergraduate, I would say. If a student is already registered in the honors course such as BA LLB honors, can the student drop in one or multiple subjects of that course and opt for some other course? Yes, of course you can do that. Any other? Ekta, any particular question from your side? Or you are not attentive? Okay, anything else?
मैम सत्येंद्र गुप्ता
जी सर.
मैम इसमें अभी एक आपने 2 पॉइंट्स बतलाए हैं, जैसे हायर लेवल का हम लेते हैं फॉर एग्जांपल पीजी लेवल का कोई कोर्स हमने अभी पढ़ लिया ग्रेजुएशन में, और सपोज मैंने फिर उस पीजी प्रोग्राम में एडमिशन लिया, तो उस कोर्स को फिर कैसे एडजस्ट करेंगे?
सर देखिए, सो आई वुड लाइक टू से, आज की डेट में आपने पीजी का प्रोग्राम लिया, आप तो हर साल आपकी स्कीम बदल रहे हैं. जरूरी नहीं है वो पीजी का प्रोग्राम आपका उसी समय वो कोर्स आप कंटिन्यू करें। पहली बात, टेक्नोलॉजी आउटडेटेड हो सकती है। आज बच्चे पढ़ना चाहते हैं, कितने बच्चे पीजी का लेंगे, क्योंकि कंडीशन है 7 से ऊपर होना चाहिए, और वो अगर रजिस्टर कर रहा है मेजर में तो उसे पीजी का कोर्स लेके, है ना। और हो सकता है अगले वर्ष आप फिर से सिलेबस चेंज कर दे तो वो सब्जेक्ट पीजी में रहे ना, क्योंकि अगर यूजी के ले रहे हैं, या आप जो पीजी के बच्चे हैं वो और पीएचडी लेवल के कोर्सेज लेंगे, वो दूसरी जगह से लेंगे अगर उनका कोर्स ऑलरेडी हुआ है।
ओके ओके, दैट्स फाइन।
तो हाँ,
अच्छा सेकंड मैम, जैसे आपने बोला ना कि आप माइनर में यदि जाते हैं तो फॉर एग्जांपल फर्स्ट ईयर में मैं कोई और चूज करूंगा, सेकंड ईयर किसी और स्कूल का प्रोग्राम, ऐसा हो सकता है क्या कोर्स?
नहीं, आप देखिए लर्निंग के लिए देयर इज नो बार, यू कैन हैव योर काउंसिल ड्रिवन व्हाटएवर रिकमेंडेड कोर्सेज आर देयर, द स्टूडेंट्स कैन लर्न फ्रॉम एनी स्कूल एनी सब्जेक्ट्स, वी विल गिव दैट विल नॉट बी पॉइंट part of your CGPA calculation. You can always do additional learning, nobody, learning has no bar. But
So ma'am,
but
so
but,
where
but,
you are...
but if you want minor, then you have to choose only one school.
Okay, okay.
Okay, if you want a minor, then 18 credits extra has to be from one school that you have to choose, like computer programming से। तो आपके टीचर्स एक बीएड कर सकते हैं, उसके अलावा साथ में वो माइनर इन कंप्यूटर साइंस कर सकते हैं। Now, is the option for undergraduate students to opt for a PG course is barred by the maximum 30 credits limit? I have not understood this, but then with my
so ma'am, so will these courses be reflected in their grade card?
Pardon?
If somebody has chosen any course,
additional learning would be reflected in the grade card, but additional learning, if it is additional learning, it will be reflected in the grade card with the A, B, C grade, but it will not be calculated in part of CGPA if it is only 1 or 2 subjects. But if you register for major and minor, so major and minor would be part of your grade card. But until and unless you complete 18 credits, we will not consider that to be a part of your main degree. What we'll do is your month 1 is your CGPA, and after, because somebody may complete 12 credits, may not able to complete the major or minor for which they have registered till their graduation, and they may say, oh, I could not do, it is going to be tough for me, so I'm not interested in major and minor. In that case, their main degree would be calculated only on CGPA, whatever is main, their basic credits, 120, 160, 180, whatever, and these other subjects which they have learned 12 credits, that would be as it is as an additional credit. Until and unless they complete 18 credits, minor or major will not be reflected on their degree and will not be part of CGPA calculation. Okay?
Madam,
Ji.
Suppose in BJMC, total in 3 years, 120 credit we are offering.
Okay, great.
And one student plans to go for law, for minor courses. तो वो जो 18 क्रेडिट उसको करना है, इट इज ओवर एंड अबव दी 120 क्रेडिट।
नेचुरली सर, नेचुरली आपको एक अलग से ऑप्शन मिल रहा है माइनर का, तो आपको अलग से 18 क्रेडिट करना होगा, और इसके लिए कोई फीस नहीं है। सबसे पहले बच्चों को ये बताइए कि इसके लिए कोई फीस नहीं है, आपको सिर्फ एग्जाम फीस जो पर पेपर आप देते हैं वो ही देना होगा अगर आपका बैकलॉग है तो। बट 18 क्रेडिट्स आप एक्स्ट्रा कर रहे हैं, उसके लिए कोई फी नहीं है, ठीक है? पढ़ने के लिए कोई फी नहीं है। So they can learn, because learning should be at breadth, they should learn what they want and what they like and where is their passion or interest. We should not restrict them. That is what these options are. Now, is the option for UG students to opt for a PG course is barred by maximum 30 credits? Yes. If your current semester has 25 credits, you can register for PG course. Prohibited PG course has adding PG course to the current credits of current semester should not exceed 30 credits. Okay, so then you can register for PG and your minimum CGPA is 7.
Right. Thank you.
Any other question? Good questions. Sansar, you can update all these questions in Google document.
Okay, ma'am.
And even YouTube wale questions be for all the sessions which we have conducted so far, so that we can close this today for the FAQ.
Madam Dr. Jain, one question, please.
Yes, Dr. Jain.
Madam, if somebody choose a course in a manner or manner, but that course should be running in the running mode, then only we can offer.
Yes. Very correctly you have said, Dr. Jain. So all these permutation combinations. So cafeteria. When I said cafeteria approach, dear students and dear teachers, cafeteria is if you have been given a buffet and then you choose what you want to eat. So it is same. Whatever has been prepared, that can be offered. So similarly, whatever subjects have been offered, from that only you can choose. So current semester 1, 3, 5 or current semester is 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th. So students can choose the subjects from these offered courses only. If some course is not offered, they cannot choose.
Madam, my second question is, it's a general question. Suppose 18 credit has been offered for a minor or major extra. So in a 6th semester or 8th semester course, he should take all in one semester, or he can take one course and then he get a major degree or minor degree.
It is generally one course in every semester. When it is not recommended to go for all 18 credits, right from 3rd sem you should, because the 18 credits are given by other school. For suppose for minor, so they will also give some of the core courses which may be difficult. So it is recommendation. My sincere recommendation will be one course at a time, or maybe they are in 5th sem, they want to do that. So 2 courses, but we will look at their pointer also. When the deans would recommend, I will go with the dean's recommendation. So the deans have to see what is their current pointer. Are they able to sustain that pressure? And are they able to register? And then does their timetable allows them? So additional subjects from the other school, they can do from the school, or the same subject is available in Coursera, they can study there. So learning can be from Coursera, EDX, any mode. But the exam is going to be with that school, with the same students. Okay, so that is also possible.
Thank you, madam.
Madam, my question is,
yes.
As far as anti-requisite is concerned, ma'am, what is the meaning of anti-requisite?
Okay, so anti-requisite is like, if you have seen the first year right now, how we go for that is, the half of the students are going to study the chemistry, half of them are going to study biological or might be chemistry. I don't know what is the combination right now. So the course which you cannot opt in current semester, so that becomes anti-requisite. That physics and chemistry you cannot take in parallel. It has to be either you take physics or you take a chemistry. Okay, suppose maths 1, maths 2. Suppose you are given that maths 1, maths 2 will not be offered at the same time. Okay, so half of the students are studying maths 2 and half will study maths 1. So that becomes anti-requisite. Those two cannot be offered right now together.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
So any other option? Good questions in this session, at least by teachers. So students have not asked so far, but then I'm sure the team would answer and reply to the students as well. And this message will go on. Let's exercise, dear deans, dear teachers, dear students. Let's exercise. This is all student centric. All your teachers are here to encourage you and to support you. Please enroll. Please do these experiments and take up the subjects which you like. I'll be very happy to see at least every student has registered for one extra subject which they like. Thank you so much. Thank you, deans. Thank you, teachers. And thank you, Dr. Sansar and Manjeet, for all the support.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.